I'm here with Tiago Relvão of Travel Audience. Can you explain what your company does?
Yeah, so basically we do two things. We are part of the Amadeus group, and we basically do two things. We help publishers to monetize their traffic, either through native ads that we place on their website, and every time there's a click, we pay part of that revenue back to the publisher, or we allow them to be a data partner, where we are able to monetize their data outside of the website by displaying ads to people using, let's say, the search intent of their visitors. Okay. The other thing that we do is that we are an end-to-end advertising platform where we leverage the data that we collect from our partners, and most important of all, the data that Amadeus has. Amadeus per year processes around 720 million PNRs, and we are able to make sense of that data to then drive really performant advertising campaigns for our travel customers.
So you claim that you do predictive modeling, but I hear it's really difficult in travel to do that, because one time somebody travels with their partner, next time they're with a group of friends, and so how do you predict travel behavior?
Yeah, that's very true. It's quite difficult, and all of these models, they are worth the data that you put in there, and that's where Amadeus has a clear distinctive advantages, because probably there's no other company in the world that has as much data as Amadeus from a point of view of travel. So what we try to do is that on one side we leverage all of this huge data set of Amadeus, and also using our own technology we're able to map those offline behaviors with online behaviors and try to identify patterns on when people are traveling. So this allows us, one, to segment people to a very granular way, and two, when we don't know people, but we are still able to see patterns, we are able to find similarity between patterns, and we can say to some degree of confidence that this person behaves like a woman traveler, or this person behaves like a family traveler with 35 years old. And this is how we go about and predicting who users are. And in the same way, we are also able to see, based also on one side Amadeus data, based on the billions of searches and the millions of bookings, what is the likely booking window that someone is going to book. And also when we are able to monitor online signals, we are able to see that, for instance, 24 hours before booking, there is a spike in activity. So we can predict with some degree of accuracy that the booking is about to take place. For instance, one really interesting example that we are able to find out that when people are very active on weather websites, and we know that they have been active searching for a traveler, it's very likely that they are going to book in the next hours. So this is the time that you decide that you need to interact with this traveler, and you need to push your brand and try to convince them to come to your website and make that booking.
So in that funnel, how much influence does an online ad have on the end decision of the consumer?
That's a tough question. Well, one ad won't have that much influence. The idea is that you try to target the user several times, because the travel funnel is long, and for a long haul destination, the users are already active 6 months in advance. So you need to be present all the way from that inspiration phase to the booking phase, and then even after the booking is done, you need to know that. So one, you stop targeting with an ad about flight, and you start trying to push for other products like a hotel or upsell of the flight fare or travel insurance. So this is why it's also important to use this artificial intelligence and algorithms for you to be able to know when should you bid on a user, where should you bid, and which platform, and also at what price. Because at the end of the day, we need to have a cost of acquisition that is aligned with our cost structure.
So how much is the cost of acquisition if you use this method?
Well, that depends, because at the end of the day, it also depends a lot on the conversion on the partner, and the cost of acquisition will depend depending on the type of product that we are trying to sell, and also the type of customer. So, for instance, for a high-value product like business class, we can afford to have a higher cost of acquisition. If you're working, for instance, with a travel partner like an intermediary, like an OTA, where they have very short margins themselves, they can only also afford very, very short, very small cost of acquisitions. So there is not a number for you. I'm sorry. This cost of acquisition is very when we have to decide that and discuss that with each partner. And actually, what is happening is that we normally start a campaign and we start with a quite high cost of acquisition. And as we optimize the campaign, as we allow our algorithms to better understand the audience and to better understand when to bid at what price to bid, the cost of acquisition progressively goes down. So that's also a very important message for people that want to do advertising. There is no quick solution for an advertising campaign. When you start working with a partner, you need to stick in there for a bit of time, so you are able to give the chance for people to correctly understand your data, segment, understand your user behavior, and then act on it in a profitable way. And
when will we see one-to-one advertising?
Well, I think it's already happening, one-to-one advertising. We came from a situation that you had very large segments, as in business traveler. This is a business traveler, and now we are going down to the point of this is a business traveler, that is a female, is more than 30 years old, he likes boutique hotel, and he normally books with 1 week in advance. So this is very much close to personalization. Now, one-to-one business traveler, the return on investment on that would be quite a challenge, I think.
Cool, thank you.
Yeah.